Hi, this is Dr. Gail Watkins from Avidog International. Today I want to talk a little bit about traction and neonatal puppies. Although it may seem like a trivial choice, the whelping box bedding we select from whelping on can have long-term, even lifetime effects on our puppies. When we select the bedding for our whelping boxes, we need to consider 6 things. First, how well will it contribute to or detract from our dams and puppies' hygiene and thus their health? How well will it keep the puppies warm, and how safe will it be for them? What traction will it provide to the puppies? And then naturally its cost and availability. In this video, we're going to focus on number 4, traction, and why we need to pay attention to it from the time our puppies are born until the time they're 3 to 4 weeks old. Let's start by trying to understand why we need to pay attention to traction in puppies. Well, check out this hip x-ray in a 2-week-old puppy. And let's zoom in a little to see what those hip joints actually look like. So at 2 weeks of age, you can see this massive spacing between the hips and the femurs. The puppy's hips are born normal, but a combination of genetics and environment create those hip joints. And one of the most important things is very early traction or use of the legs, the hips, the muscles, and how they begin to build strength. So many of us started, and many still do, use newspapers as the first bedding that we have for our puppies. So here's an example. Our thanks to the Guide Dogs for the Blind for sharing their videos with us. Here's an example of what puppies look like when they are being raised on newspaper. And this looks pretty normal. You can see mom, you can see the pups, but notice all the slipping that we see in the puppies. We see their hind legs slipping out from underneath them. We see them unable to get their rears underneath them. And these puppies are about a day old. Now let's take a look at this litter. Same age, they're a day old, but note how well they're standing on their legs. We don't see slippage. We don't see their legs coming out from underneath them. In fact, we actually see them able to climb up the side of their mother in order to reach higher nipples. If we fast forward now and take a look at puppies that are about a week old, if they're raised on newspaper or another slippery surface, we can again see that a week later the puppies continue to slip. One of the things to look for is how much do you see the pads on their rear feet pointing up? So can you see those rear pads, or are their feet underneath them? So we have a lovely mom here and her litter, and we can see the pups slipping constantly as they try to move up. Here's a second litter, and the puppies continue to slip and struggle to get up on their mom and get their feet underneath them. Now again, let's take a look at a litter that's being raised on a bedding with good traction, and we can see no slipping whatsoever. We can see the puppies standing up. We can see some of them are resting with their feet back, but it isn't because they're slipping. And we can see they continue to climb upward on their mom, thus using their legs in a normal position, just as they would when they're adults. They may not be as coordinated and strong as adults, but they're able to use their legs just as they will in the future. We can see a guide dog litter here, same age, a week old, and they're actually walking around their whelping box, and are able to make progress because they have very good traction in this box. Here we go at 2 weeks. The litter that's being raised on newspapers is still struggling. You can see those hind legs slipping out from underneath them. If we now look at a similar litter that is the same age, we can see that they easily are able to walk around the whelping box. They have good coordination. They're beginning to build muscle, and they're actually standing, and they're moving well beyond toddling and are able to walk and move around. That's a very quick review of traction in whelping boxes. If you're interested in more information on that, please visit the Avidog's Pure Dog Talk resource page that we set up just for you. There you'll find some blogs, some papers on hip dysplasia in dogs, and additional videos. And if you would like to see the Guide Dogs for the Blind full traction video, which is quite interesting, you can visit them on YouTube. That will also be linked on the resource page. Thanks so much to those who provided footage and photographs for us. That would be Galen's Golden Retrievers, Guide Dogs for the Blind, and Dry Pond Retrievers. We hope that you will investigate traction for your newborn puppies, regardless of the breed, and help them develop to be the healthiest, strongest, most stable puppies possible. Thank you.